Hi, I'm John Garage. Today we're going to be talking about what I took on my most recent little backpacking trip, which I guess I wouldn't call much of like a backpacking excursion in the way that someone goes and hikes like 100 miles. This was like maybe a couple miles in, and but I like to be prepared with a little pouch of things that are good to have on my person. You know, like I set up my tent and I just want things to be nice and handy right in my pockets. So I'm going to be going over what I carried. First things first, this is a Viperade pouch that has several different pockets and little loops, and you can put all kinds of things in it. So one of those things I put in was, of course, a lighter, because you know, it's not quite camping if you don't have a fire, and fire comes out of these little lighters. They're cheap, they're easy to take with you, and you know, they light like a charm. So that was one of the things I brought. And then next up was this little a Leatherman Micra, which is like a scissors based multi-tool, and you know, it worked pretty good out there. I quite liked it, and it's just very small, so you know, I didn't have any other pair of scissors. Well, I did have one, which I'll get into in a moment. But yeah, you know, I'll go into this in a deeper review down the road. But for now, you know, it did its part. It did what I needed, and you know, it's just so small and cute. I mean, handsome. So the next thing, speaking of not cute and not handsome, was the Gerber Armbar Scout, which I've reviewed in the past, and you know, you've already heard how much I don't quite care for it. You might notice I have a little blood blister on my finger, and that's because I was trying to use this to hammer a steak, and I don't think I'm going to be taking this with me camping or anywhere for that matter from here on out. So let's just move it over there. Next up on my list is gotta have a nice little flashlight. Now this is kind of more of a backup thing because I like using a headlamp that has like red light functionality, and it helps me keep my night vision and doesn't hurt my eyes when it's later, and I guess helps me fall asleep more easily. But this thing, you tap it twice, and then each time you press it, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter. And this is a Aurora A3. It's like 20 bucks or so, and I quite like it. It can get really bright. I think this one goes up to like 600 lumens or something. Then you double tap it or you hold it to turn it off. But then when it's off and you just hold it, it gets real bright immediately. So it's good if you just, I heard something in the wood, I need to check it out. So yeah, another handy part of my kit. Oh, it's also, I've spoken about it, I don't like magnets on things because this happens. It just sticks to everything. Some people might like that. You know, it's good if you're working on your car or something, you need to put it like under the hood, or I don't know. It could be cool like if you had a gun or something and you put it on it, and it'd be like in some sort of video game. But as it is, it's fine for me because I kind of have it hooked away where it can't, magnetic things can't get stuck on it. So you know, that's fine by me, but I would never ever have this on a keychain or anything like that, because it just stick to all the keys, as I've spoken of before in other magnet-based videos. So put that off to the side. Next up, I got this little pair of pliers. This is not the, I'm going to butcher it, I call it Knipex. I've heard some people call it Knipex, which just sounds stupid to me, and if that's really how it's pronounced, I don't think I'm gonna say it that way. But anyways, no matter what they're called, these aren't that, because these are the cheaper Work Pro version. They're just like little water pipe adjustable pliers, and they worked so well for pulling out tent stakes when I was packing up and leaving. So, and it weighs next to nothing, and it's like, oh, it's a 4-incher, so You probably might have already guessed that. Next up was a little Sharpie to go along with my little rainproof book. I haven't used it yet, but this is kind of more just the idea of like, it's good to have out there with me if I get, you know, mortally wounded and need to write my last will and testament, which is feed the cats. Because if I die, they won't be long behind me. I'm just joking. Someone else would feed them, but I don't want to think about that. Inside here, we have a nice little Deep Woods towelette that repels insects. I haven't used one yet because I just spray up with picaridin. Yeah, picaridin. It works pretty well. And then I have this, which is a little fire blower extendable thing. It's called like a mini bellows, and you blow into one end, and it helps you get more oxygen like wherever you want it, instead of just standing over your fire and heaving and hoeing on it like some sort of big bad wolf. You can get right in there where it matters. So I like carrying it on me, and then I have a bunch of rubber bands wrapped around the little sleeve things it comes in, and that just, you know, you never know when you need a rubber band. So these are things that I just really like to have conveniently on hand as I'm out there. And I mean, oh, the last part, I have this. It's a Victorinox Swiss Army knife Hunter, which is, it's a 111 millimeter one, whereas like a standard one is typically 93 millimeters. God, I don't have one on hand. Let me see. So yeah, here's the basic, I think 93 millimeter one. So it's a good, you know, 20-ish millimeters more, 18 to be exact. Or not, I don't know. I'm not doing the math. It's been a long day. So this thing is beefy. Like, look at that knife. It's crazy. And it actually has a little liner lock in it, so you can really hack away with this. But this last time out, I used the saw for the first time, and it was great. It cut through it like butter. I mean, it was a certain diameter branch that I was cutting through, but man, it was just great. Look at that. Focus. Yeah, I have a kind of a new camera setup here, so I'm trying to remember where the lens is at all times. But yeah, and inside this sheath was where it laid, and then this was affixed horizontally to my belt, and it worked perfectly. It's not hard to pull it out. It kind of forms to it over time, and it was very lovely. Very lovely. And so I also, you know, it's kind of overkill, and I want even more overkill because, you know, wherever I go, I bring my wallet, my nice surf shorts, Chums slim wallet, and in the back part of here, I carry with me the Roxon M2, which is, I guess, you know, it gives me a backup set of mini pliers. Let's see if I can focus. Mini pliers, and also a beefy set of scissors. Not there. What am I doing? I didn't rehearse. So that comes out, so you can kind of like dual wield it and just be like, apply this, scissor that. You know, it's very cool. This thing doesn't weigh that much. It's not much bigger than, I mean, it is bigger than the Micra here, but, you know, you get a lot more capability with this because you get all the pliers and get some other goodies in here. And I just kind of carry this everywhere with me in my wallet because I also have the Roxon bits that come with it, and that just makes it very handy to, you know, when you're out and about, you can, oh God, this part is gonna blow up in my face. Okay. You put on the little adapter thing to this, and then have all kinds of different bits. So you just plop them in and good to go. So I just think that's always a good little thing to have on hand. And you know, when I'm out camping, it's also good because, I mean, it's not that often I'm going to be out in the wood and be like, oh God, I really wish I had a screwdriver. So it's just something good to have, and it kind of reduces what I need to take with me in my little Viperade pouch here. I guess the last thing we'll go over is I have this scrunchy thing on here. Basically, this thing will live in the pocket of my cargo pants, in, like, you know, the thigh pocket, and then I'll just hook this up to my my belt loop, and that keeps it secure so I know it's not gonna like go falling out. I've had issues with things falling out of my pockets before, so I figured, like, hey, you know, let's put this in the one that I can Velcro it up and everything and just, you know, pop it out when I need it. And if I really need something quick, I got my nice Victorinox right here for, you know, cutting, sawing, stuff like that. But for plying, for writing things down, for starting a fire, for using a backup flashlight, things that, like, I'm less likely to need at any given, you know, moment, it's still right there, and this is at my side. So I think it's, you know, again, overkill. I don't need all this stuff. I could get by with like the Roxon M2 or just this thing. I mean, it's not often you need pliers out there, but it just, you know, increases my quality of life, and it's fun to use gadgets and tools and things. So if I ever went on an ultralight backpacking adventure, it'd be quite a different loadout. I would take, like, I don't know, an itty bitty pocket knife, and after taking the scales off of it to reduce weight, because it'd just be too heavy otherwise. But anyway, yeah, stay tuned for more little looks into the cool things that I pick up over my days and weeks and months and years. Goodbye.